You? Is anybody?
There she is. That's Molly Goldberg, folks. A woman with a place in every heart and a finger in every pie. And now the makers of New Does, that new kind of soap for everything right down your wash line, bring you another visit with those good folks, the Goldbergs.
Darling.
What?
It's your turn to do dishes tonight.
Oh. Well, okay.
And here's a surprise, dear. Tonight you can does the dishes.
Yeah, I heard you. Only it's do, not does.
No, honey. You can give the dishes a dozen.
A dozen what? Rubs, washes? What are you talking about?
Does. D-U-Z. It's Procter & Gamble's new kind of granulated soap for everything in my wash. And I found out it has everything for dishes, too.
Oh, does. Oh, what's so special about does for dunking dishes?
Well, it has all three things you want for dishes.
Mm-hmm.
It makes suds that stand up till the last dish is done.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts grease like 60, yet it's kinder to my hands. Oh, Does really has everything.
You get a free dishwasher with it?
It almost seems like it when you see how those suds work. Why, they stand up till you finish the last greasy pan.
You mean until you've finished?
I said you. Why, with Does, you don't have to keep adding more soap.
Well, that should save time.
And golly, honey, wait till you see how Does gets rid of grease. Why, in less than half a minute, it whips through even tough grease. You don't have to do any hard scouring.
Well, if you does the dishes for me, I won't have to do anything.
Oh, but dishwashing is easy with Does. What's more, it's extra easy on your hands, too. Leaves them feeling soft and smooth.
Ah, that's the secret of your pretty white hands.
Oh, sure, it's Does. Why, the man at the store said Does is kinder to hands than any of the 4 other leading granulated soaps.
Well, honey, if you like does so much, why don't you do the dishes?
Now, honey.
Okay. I'll does 'em. I'll give those dishes a real daily dozen.
Sure, Does even keeps husbands happy at the dishpan. So for suds that stand up till the last dish is done, cut grease like 60, yet are kinder to hands, try Does. It has everything for dishes. And now the Goldbergs. The annual village celebration is going on in many homes, but Molly Goldberg feels like retiring to solitude, just to be alone. It's been a full and heart-shaking year. Sammy is in the army, the village is emptied of the young men, the girls are in the mills. Things are changed. And not only that, but the battle is still ahead. The battle that must be fought and won on the battlefield. A battle that can't be talked away for a temporary peace. So Molly doesn't have much heart for parties. In fact, she seems to be rather definitely against them. Listen.
Look out, Spotty. Look out, please. Such an animal. Hello? Oh, yes, Florence Cutter. This is Mrs. Goldberg speaking. Well, Rosalie's not in at the moment. She just went out to the chicken house to see... She's close by in the chicken house. Well, if you can hang, I'll call her. If you have a message? Yeah. A party at your house? Oh, well, she'll be in recently in just a few minutes. All right. All right, you'll call back? Very well. Very well. Goodbye. Oh, Sporty, please. Please, Sporty, I'm not in the mood. Please leave me be, please.
Molly!
Yeah?
Can I see you a minute?
Yes, David, coming. Look out, Sporty, please. Sometimes I like when you're friendly, sometimes you're such a nuisance to me. I can't stand it. Go back. Please go back. Please. Who?
Me, Ma.
Rosalie?
Yes,
You, darling? Telephone?
I know. Hello? Yes. Yes, this is Rosie. Thanks, but... No, I don't think so. No, just not in the mood for a party. Well, it's the first time my brother is... Well, thanks for asking, but I don't think so. Bye.
Who was it, Rosalie?
Flora Scudder.
Oh, what did she want?
Nothing, Ma. She's making a scarf, and she wanted to know how many stitches to start with.
Oh, you told her?
I'll take it, Ma.
Take it.
Hello? Yes. Yes, just a minute.
Who is it?
Bruce Hanley.
Oh,
Here, Ma.
thank you. Hello? Yes, Bruce. How are you? Well, just so-so. No, Bruce. No, thank you ever, but no, we're staying home. Well, I'm not feeling so up to and so maybe it's better. Well, this is the first year my family's away. Thank you, Bruce, very much. Some other time we hope so. Goodbye. David?
Yeah.
Where's Jake? Where you going, Rosalie?
I want to get my knitting.
Oh. Where is Jake, David?
He's getting dressed.
Dressed?
Yeah, full dressed.
Full dressed?
Yeah. He said he's got 4 parties for the annual celebration.
I said no to the parties.
Well, evidently Jake said yes, not no.
Jake says yes, he'll have to go without me.
Why, Molly?
Why, Molly? Why? How can I go to parties, David? Who can have parties in their head? My family's away in the army and I should go to parties. Even Rosalie said no to Flora Scudder. Oh,
When good fellows get together. Molly, fix my tie, please.
stand.
How is it you're not dressed yet?
Stand, Jake.
David, why are you twiddling your fingers? Why don't you get dressed?
Who invited me?
Open house means come and bring your guests.
Oh,
Take it, David.
I will.
Not too tight, Molly, please.
Stand, don't wiggle.
Hello? Yes? Yeah, it's Bruce Hanley.
Tell him we'll be right over.
Not me, Jake.
Mr. Goldberg will be right over. Yes.
What do you mean, not you? Don't you feel well, Molly? You're sick and you didn't tell me?
No, I'm not sick.
Wait, Jake, don't follow her.
What is it?
Molly don't want to go to no parties because Sammy's in the army and there's a war and this is no year for parties.
Sam is my son, too, David. I feel emptiness in my home, too, David.
It's a mother, Jake.
And I am a father, but I am frozen for the duration. We all have to freeze for the duration. Fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers, we all are soldiers, David. Nothing else. Soldiers on the home front and soldiers on the fighting front. That's all we are if you want to win the war.
Well, Molly wants to win the war also. Only she don't want to go to parties.
What kind of a morale is that in the home?
She don't want to go to parties.
It's not a question of parties. It's a question of those at home not sitting around with long faces. Give me a definition of morale, David.
Morale? Morale is...
Let me tell you.
You don't have to tell me, Jake, when it comes to morale. Maybe I'm not a dictionary, but what's the matter? I haven't got my Sally. I mean, my Sally, the doctor, isn't also in the army, in the forces of arms. I have to have morale too, Jake. If not, could I go forward like I'm going with a smile on my face and a hope in my heart? That's my definition of morale.
Something more, David.
Maybe. What?
Smiles are right. Heads high are certainly right. But we can't only keep these things hidden away in our hearts. We must spread it for all that comes within our reach. The sun spreads its heat and light. That's the way each and every one of us at home must spread the inner light of confidence and courage.
Sure, confidence and courage. You weep, and who's not weeping? But you have to weep alone. Each for himself. Surely. But you must smile, so the whole world will smile. Surely. Smiles have to be our umbrellas now until the silver linings come out of the clouds.
Add it all up, David, and that's morale. Let me tell that to my dear wife. Molly! Molly!
What's the matter,
Molly!
Papa? What's the matter, Uncle David?
Nothing. Papa went out to talk to Mama.
Oh. Take it, Uncle David, please.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Hello? Yes? Yes, Florascada.
Tell her I'm upstairs, Uncle David.
Rosie's upstairs getting dressed for your party.
David!
She'll be right over.
Uncle David, please.
She changed her
Uncle
mind.
David, why did you
Yes,
say that?
goodbye.
Uncle David, you shouldn't have told her that. I have no intention of...
Yes, Rosalie.
I won't go.
You will go. You're going to freeze yourself for the duration.
Uncle David, you had no
There's
right
a
to...
home front and there's a fighting front.
Uncle David,
Absolutely.
please, you had no right to tell her any... Ma? You're dressed? You're going out? Huh?
Zip me up, dear. How do I look?
Beautiful, Ma.
David, hurry. I have you laid out.
Yes? Laid out? All right. Excuse me.
I have you also laid out, Rosalie.
My...
There's no Mars. We're just neighbors getting together to see each other like always, Rosalie. Neighbors and friends. To stay home is to be a bad neighbor. To sit in the corner and say, woe is to me, is to be a bad soldier. Everybody, Rosalie, everybody in this village, like all the villages and all the cities all over the world, have somebody away from them. People they love like we love Sammy and you love Mikey. We're not alone. And when we speak of courage, Rosalie, we mean the courage to smile, to go to parties. The easiest thing in the world is to cry when your heart is full, but it takes real courage to smile and to help others smile. You see, darling? And for our own morale, for our own strength to fight, we have to continue to live and to laugh and to work. Now go, Mama, you, and get dressed and put on your periwinkle. Go, darling.
With Molly, we feel that we too must have the iron in our hearts and the courageous smile on our faces, because this is going to be a victory, our victory. You know, a lady named Mrs. Johnson didn't like changes. When her neighbor, Mrs. Wallace, suggested she change to does on wash day, Mrs. Johnson said...
Change? Why?
Well, Mrs. Wallace told her does is a new kind of granulated soap for all three kinds of wash. Work shirts, towels, rayons, everything. Mrs. Johnson said...
Just show me.
Well, Mrs. Wallace showed her how wonderfully clean does work shirts, even those her husband wears in that war plant. Does them without any hard scrubbing. Mrs. Johnson said... Then Mrs. Wallace showed her how snowy white does towels. No soap made gets clothes whiter. They're dazzling. Mrs. Johnson said... Next, Mrs. Wallace pointed to her rayon slips and the nicer colored washables. Clothes must last longer in wartime, she said, and does is safer for those colors than the four other leading granulated soaps. Mrs. Johnson said...
Say, if does everything, I'll try it.
Swell idea for every lady. Even in the toughest wartime wash, does everything. This is Clayton Collier wishing you good day for Procter & Gamble, makers of Does, the new kind of granulated soap for all three kinds of wash.